These mobiles, these himmelis are new. Be sure to look at them well before you leave today. But there's a lot of things that happen here in the building that you wouldn't necessarily notice because they're not as large as this. But I would like to have you refer to the program where we recognize contributions to the Heritage Center that are particular to this year. This dance floor belonged to Finlandia, or to Suomi College, years ago, and at one point it was in the hands of Randy Seppala, who many of you know is a Finnish-American musician, responsible for the Finnish Music Festival in Covington each summer. And recently he told me that it was now available to us to take back, and so he did. And he donated it back to the university with the intention that it would be here in the Heritage Center to make this room a little more versatile, in particular to accommodate kivajat and other dancers and other people who need the hard surface. So we received the floor, I think we hauled it here on a very hot day last summer. And then Horner Flooring was so kind as to refinish the floor for us, and it just came back to the building, or came to the building this week and was installed. And so it's exciting for us to have it here for this event, and we thank all the people who are responsible in physically getting it here and getting it here and available in this condition. So I'd like to acknowledge all those people, including Doug Hamer of Horner Flooring and Roger Dunstan, who really was amazing in how quickly he supervised the installation of the floor. On the back of the room, if it's been a while since you've been here, you notice that we have this beautiful triptych, which now is a little bit in the dark because of the theater lights. But this painting was donated to the university back in the 1940s. And it was in celebration or commemoration of the anniversary, the 350th anniversary of the settling of New Sweden, which all the Finns know comprised of a lot of Finns from the Kingdom of Sweden at that time. And it was commissioned by the Finnish Suomi Seura, Finland Society, and donated to the college. And for a while it was in storage, and we finally got it back on the wall. And as I said at the last event that we had, it took 2 Italian Americans to get the painting up. And I keep saying that to shame the Finns into stepping up a bit more. But it was Dennis Testini and Tony Monticello who figured out how to get such a heavy painting on the wall. The frame is very heavy, and it's made out of wood from about the same era as the founding of New Sweden, and it's taken from a Karelian church. Patricia Van Pelt, one of our board trustee members, saw to it that we finally got the paintings on the walls, including this triptych, with labels so that people understand what they are. The church paintings on the 2 sides were donated by a congregation in Worcester, Massachusetts, and they represent churches from the western part of Finland, from Pohjanmaa. And we thank her as well for doing that for us. And then these himmelis. Old World Wisconsin each year, actually this weekend, has a special dinner, and 3 years ago it was the Finns who they celebrated with Finnish foods, Finnish customs, Finnish decorations. And they contacted the Heritage Center and asked, what do Finns do at Christmas? So we tried to find materials and sent them. When they commissioned a man named Ernst Hensurski, a DP person from Germany. He was born in the Ukraine, ended up in Germany after the war as a displaced person. Eventually his family moved here. And this was the biggest work he ever commissioned. If you look at one of these units, it's 1/5 of the entire himmeli that he made. We had to break it into 5 pieces to have it here in our community. After Old World Wisconsin had their dinner, they were going to burn it because they didn't know what to do with it. And the Finns in Milwaukee heard about it, and they took it, and last year it hung in the dome because last year was Scandinavian Christmas in Milwaukee. They didn't want it to be in peril again, so the Finnish community in Milwaukee contacted us and said, couldn't you take it there in the Copper Country? I said, oh, certainly, and I thought, where are we going to put it? So we divided it to put it in 5 sections. We got a small grant from Finlandia Foundation. And last week, Mr. Hensurski, or this week I should say, came to the Copper Country and installed all but one of them. They are the 2 here, one at Portage Hospital and one at the Hancock High School. The last one has to be worked on. It has to be disassembled to get through their doors and reassembled in the elementary school. But we're excited to have such an important symbol of Finnish Christmas here throughout the city. So we thank Finlandia Foundation, we thank Ernst Hensurski, who came here, and this man would not eat, he would not sleep. Thursday night, we were getting this one up. It was 9:30. I was cranking the light bar. He was on a 12-foot ladder. And Mary Pekkola, you know, big tall Mary, was pulling on these theater curtains with all her might to get the light bar past the curtains. So we want to thank everyone who made that possible. Which brings us, I mentioned here also the people involved in the Himili project, and then some very important financial gifts that we've recently received from Finnish organizations across the country. But lastly, I want to thank some special volunteers, and in particular, Mary Pekkola. We've been in a transition here at the Heritage Center. We are in the process of getting a new archivist, and Mary has been very good about, at the drop of a hat, basically coming here and volunteering. She in particular has been doing a lot of work with genealogy requests. And as I said, the pinnacle was Thursday night at 9:30 when she was trying to pull this theater curtain down. And so we want to honor Mary, and if she would stand, she could be standing, we might not see her. Thank you, Mary, for all that you do here at the Heritage Center. We also have a temporary archivist, Peter Stubbs, and he didn't realize that when he took this temporary job that it would include things like hanging himilis and paintings and washing windows. Yes, lady, he does do windows. But he's married. Lastly, we have made a tradition here at the Finnish Independence Day to have it be, in some sense, a kickoff to the Heikinpäivä celebration, the City of Hancock's annual midwinter Finnish American Festival. And we've used this opportunity to announce who we in particular want to honor as someone who has contributed long and well to preserving and enhancing and promoting Finnish American culture. And this year we would like to announce our latest Hankokki Heikki, and that is our very own Melvin Kangas. We never thought that we would keep it a secret, and I actually think we may have. Did we really?
No. Yes. I don't know this at all, no.
There's a breakdown in the rumor mill. But
Is that good?
it's a good thing. So Melvin, we want to acknowledge all the contributions you have made to Suomi College, to Finlandia University, to the Finnish American community, to the greater Copper Country community. In particular, Melvin is a graduate of, or studied at Sibelius Academy, where he learned Kantele. He has been the producer of many plays here at Finlandia, including many Finnish plays. He has been involved in a lot of community theater. He is on tap to play at every funeral and wedding in the Copper Country, as well as numerous church services. He has been involved in the choir here at Finlandia and in his church.
Really?
And in the last play that he did, he even translated the play from Finnish to English.